You're not forgetting because your memory is broken, you're forgetting because your brain never had the chance to store the information properly. It happens in small, frustrating ways. You walk into a room and forget why. You read something and can't recall it minutes later. You meet someone and their name disappears almost instantly. Over time, it starts to feel like your memory is getting worse. But in most cases, that's not what's happening. The problem isn't memory itself. It's the process that comes before memory. To understand why you forget things so easily, you have to look at how information is handled by your brain. Memory doesn't start when you try to recall something. It starts when you first pay attention to it. If your attention is weak or divided in that moment, the information is never fully registered. And if it's not registered clearly, it can't be stored. And if it's not stored, there's nothing to retrieve later. So what feels like forgetting is often just incomplete encoding. And that happens more often than people realize. One of the main reasons is constant distraction. Your brain is rarely focused on one thing at a time. Even when you think you're paying attention, part of your mind is elsewhere thinking about something else, checking your phone, or anticipating the next task. This creates shallow attention. You see the information, but you don't process it deeply enough. As a result, it never becomes a stable memory. Another factor is speed. You move quickly from one thing to another without giving your brain time to process. You read, scroll, listen, and switch tasks without pause. Your brain doesn't work well under constant acceleration. It needs short moments of stillness to organize and store what it receives. Without that, information stays temporary. There's also the issue of overload. Every day, your brain is exposed to more information than it can realistically store. When too much comes in at once, your brain filters aggressively. Only a small portion gets retained. The rest is discarded, not because it's unimportant, but because there's no capacity to keep it. This is why you might remember random details but forget something you actually needed. Your brain is prioritizing based on how the information was processed, not just its importance. Stress plays a role too. When your brain is under pressure, it shifts toward immediate response. It focuses on reacting rather than storing. This reduces your ability to form long-term memories. Even if you experience something clearly in the moment, it may not be retained. Then there's fatigue. When your brain is tired, its ability to encode information drops. You might still be going through your routine, but your mental system is operating at a lower level. That makes memory less reliable. But there's another layer that explains why this keeps happening. Your brain operates through patterns of activity. Some patterns support relaxation, others support alertness, and some are linked to learning and memory formation. When your brain is not spending enough time in those optimal states, memory becomes less efficient. You're not lacking capacity. You're lacking the right conditions. This is where many people misunderstand the problem. They try to fix memory directly. They repeat things more often. They use reminders. They try to force recall. But memory is not something you can improve in isolation. It depends on attention, clarity, and mental state. If those are not aligned, memory will always feel unreliable. So what actually helps? You don't start by trying to remember more. You start by improving how you process information. The first step is slowing down input. Give your brain time to register what you're seeing or hearing. Even a brief pause after receiving information can improve retention. It allows your brain to organize and store it properly. The second step is reducing distraction during important moments. When something matters, remove competing inputs. This increases the depth of attention and makes the memory more stable. The third step is simplifying your focus. Multitasking weakens memory because your brain is dividing its resources. When you focus on one thing at a time, the quality of encoding improves. The fourth step is supporting recovery. Sleep plays a major role in memory consolidation. But even during the day, short breaks help your brain process what it has already received. Without that processing time, new information replaces old information too quickly. But here's the key insight. Memory is not just about effort. It's about state. If your brain is not in a state that supports learning and retention, even strong effort won't produce consistent results. That's why some people feel like they're trying hard but still forgetting. The missing piece is not repetition. It's alignment. Your brain needs to be in the right condition to store information effectively. Some people reach that state through structured routines. others through quiet focus or intentional breaks. And more recently, there are simple audio-based methods designed to help guide the brain into more stable patterns associated with learning. The goal is not to force memory, it's to support the process behind it. When your brain is aligned, memory becomes more natural. You don't have to rely on constant repetition. You understand, retain, and recall with less effort. That's when things start to change. You remember names more easily. You retain what you read. You stop second-guessing whether something will stick. And that builds confidence. In the end, forgetting is not always a sign of decline. In many cases, it's a sign that your brain didn't have the right conditions to do its job. Once you understand that, the solution becomes clearer. You stop trying to fix memory directly and start improving how your brain processes information from the beginning. If this helped you see memory in a more practical way, consider subscribing. This channel focuses on simple, structured explanations of how your mind works and how to improve it. And if you want to explore a way to support focus and memory as part of your daily routine, there's a resource linked in the description. It's designed to fit into a short, consistent practice and can help you experience what it feels like when your brain is working under better conditions. Sometimes, remembering more isn't about trying harder. It's about processing better.